Get out of my kitchen, you clumsy idiot. Lena's voice sliced in morning chaos like a knife through butter. Her glare locked on Keanu Reeves, who stood frozen, shattered glass and coffee pooling at his feet, dressed in a faded apron and a worn-out polo. The movie star turned silent owner Harmony Diner barely resembled himself. No designer suit, no red carpet, just a new hire drowning in a storm of breakfast orders and diner drama. Once the crown jewel of his 63-location empire, the North Chicago branch was crumbling. Fast. Profits tanked 40%, loyal customers vanished, and now this. Lena's fury blazing through the tension. Keanu's heart thudded. Was she the problem? Or had something deeper poisoned the place he'd vowed to save? One thing was certain. The truth wouldn't come easy, and the cost might be higher than he imagined. He adjusted his name tag and tugged at the itchy collar already soaked in sweat. At 61, Keanu knew boardrooms, not burnt toast and syrup-stained booths. Rachel, his CFO, had warned him, let it go, it's a sinkhole. But Harmony was about profit. It was about people. Cutting it loose felt like betrayal. So here he was, Caplo, the undercover rookie, ready to trace the cracks to their source. Outside, the neon sign flickered its retro charm. Inside, decay whispered from every corner. Torn red booze, grimy tile, menus barely clinging to their lamination. At 7:42, Amu slipped in, 18 minutes early, apron already tied. In the kitchen, Javier diced onions with surgical speed. Seen Lena? Keanu asked. Javier didn't look up. Brace yourself. Before Keanu could ask why, the door slammed open. Lena, early 30s, sharp bun, sharper eyes, storming like a lightning strike. Victor switched the schedule again, she snapped. 3 servers no-showed. They didn't even know they were working. I fixed it. But someone tell that man a calendar isn't a coloring book. She didn't stop moving. Adjusted a burner, corrected a ladle grip, checked a simmering sauce. She was a heartbeat. Keanu stepped up. I'm Keanu, your new trainee. She scanned him like an x-ray, ignoring his outstretched hand. Another one, she muttered. Follow me. No greeting. No grace, just a march to a cluttered back office. She tossed him a crumpled apron. Breakfast rush in 15. You got tables 10 through 18. A notepad landed in his hand. He blinked. Don't I shadow someone first? No time, she shot back. Menus are on the wall. Set up. No comps unless I say so. Victor won't be until noon, if at all. The storm hit hard. By 8:20, Keanu was buried, orders tangled, coffee lukewarm. He served the wrong omelet. Lena was a ghost in the blade, correcting without slowing down. Table 12's check is late, she said coldly, and table 16's been waiting on ketchup. I'm trying, he began. We all are, she cut in. Some of us succeed. He overheard Miguel, a busboy, whisper, she's tough on everyone. But Keanu noticed more. Lena spun to the floor like clockwork, soothing a crying toddler, refilling mugs without being asked. By 9 o'clock, Keanu had spilled coffee on a customer's crossword. Lena arrived in seconds with a clean cup and calm apology. He was flailing. Sophia, a veteran server, confided to new hire. Lena runs a whole show. Victor just signs the checks. Keanu watched, wiping a table, piecing together. Lena wasn't just tough, she was essential. Why then was she so angry? At 10:30, Victor arrived like a sitcom villain. Slick hair, smug grin, eyes glued to his phone. The staff froze. Lena's jaw tightened, but her pace never broke. Victor joked were regular, while his server begged for change. Keanu's suspicion deepened. Lena noticed his stare. Focus on your tables, she hissed, brushing past. But his mind was churning. Something stank. Bad. By noon, a customer yelled, my eggs are cold. Lena sprang into action. I'll fix that. No, I want a manager. Victor appeared, syrup sweet, free meal on the house. Then vanished again. Lena muttered, another comp. There goes today's margin. Keanu jotted a mental note. Victor was draining the place. Sophia confirmed it. Lena fixes what Victor breaks. Every damn day. At 1 p.m., Keanu was soaked and sore. Each mistake, a wrong drink, a delayed order, met with Lena's sharp precision. During a lull, he spotted her massaging her temples. Dark circles shadowed her eyes. He stepped closer. "You okay?" She flinched. "Fine. Work." But her hands trembled. Nearby, Javier whispered, "She's sleeping in her car again." Keanu's stomach clenched. Lena wasn't just carrying the diner. She was collapsing beneath it. By 2 o'clock, the storm passed. Keanu wiped the booth, thoughts racing. Lena didn't scare him. She inspired him. She was bleeding for a dream she didn't even own. He noticed her glance at a photo tucked in her apron. Her face softened, then hardened again. Who was she fighting for? Keanu stood straighter. She'd told him to leave, but he was staying. This place was his, flawed and failing, and Lena, like it or not, was the key. He leaned on the counter, watching her train a flustered teen. The diner's vintage jukebox hummed softly, its charm worn thin. But harmony was meant to be hope, not despair. And right now, that hope rested on one woman's exhausted shoulders. Victor's absence. Staff whispers. Lena's invisible battle. The rot ran deep. Keanu cracked his knuckles. Tomorrow, he'd dig harder, because this wasn't just a business anymore. It was a rescue mission. Next morning, 6:45, Keanu slipped in with a tray of coffee cups. Javier grabbed one, chuckling. "Nice play, rookie." Lena didn't look up from the reservation book. "Bribing the crew," she said, biting. "Just spreading the love." Keanu replied with a shrug. Her laugh was short and hollow. "That's not how this place works." By 7:30, the diner buzzed. Lena fixed a cloud toaster, rerouted a late delivery, sat 2 early birds, all before most managers even had their coffee. Still, her posture sagged slightly. Keanu leaned toward Miguel. "She always like this?" Miguel nodded. "Since forever. Victor gets the credit. She does the work." Keanu's chest tightened. She wasn't just a glue. She was a dam holding everything back. At 8:05, a customer's voice cut through again. The rhythm shattered. Cold eggs again. Lena rushed over, apology crisp but steady. "I'll fix it, sir." The man waved her off, cheeks flushed. "Get me the manager." Victor appeared moments later, all greasy charm, promising a free meal before disappearing into his office. Lena bit her lip, then turned back to the kitchen, steeling herself as the cooks muttered. Keanu overheard her grumble. "Another comp. There goes the budget." He filed that away. Victor's laziness wasn't harmless. It was draining the life from this place. How much more could the diner take? By 10 a.m., the chaos at a crescendo, orders flying, dishes clattering, voices overlapping. Keanu, juggling plates, misstepped and shattered a coffee pot. Glass flew. Lena's eyes flashed like lightning. "You're slowing us down," she snapped, snatching a broom. But Keanu noticed it then, her hands trembling. For a second, was that fury or just exhaustion? He crouched to help, just as he caught Sophia murmuring to Javier, "She's been sleeping in her car again." His gut twisted. This wasn't just a hard shift. This was a woman breaking piece by piece. At noon, Victor finally reemerged, laughing with regular, gold watch glinting under the fluorescent lights. He clapped Emma, a new server, on the back, his hand lingering just a bit too long. Emma stiffened. Lena was there in an instant, voice ice cold. "Victor, table 15's waiting." He smirked and drifted off. Keanu saw it then, Emma's wary glance. Her whisper later confirmed it. "He's always like that. Lena's the only one who stands up to him." Keanu nodded, respect growing. Lena wasn't just managing the diner. She was shielding it. By 2 p.m., a delivery truck screeched to a halt outside. The driver argued with Lena. Potatoes were short. "I need those for stew," she insisted, calm but tight. Victor, lounging nearby, didn't even look up. "Make do." Lena's jaw clenched. Still, she negotiated a partial refund, reworked the menu, scribbled notes like a battlefield commander. Keanu was floored. She wasn't just strong. She was a reason the diner hadn't collapsed already. He caught Javier's eye. "She's too good for this place," Javier murmured. Keanu agreed. By 4:30, the lull settled in. Keanu found Lena alone in the break room, staring at a crumpled photo of an older man. Her expression softer, exposed. Her phone buzzed. "Yes, I'm his daughter, another episode." Her voice barely a whisper. "I'll be there in 20. She ended the call, rubbed her eyes. Keanu stepped in. "You okay?" She flinched, mask snapping back in place. "My dad, Alzheimer's. He's having a rough night." She twisted her apron, gaze fixed on nothing. "Need help?" Keanu asked. She gave a bitter snort. "Unless you've got money from memory care." Oof. It hit like a sucker punch. But Keanu saw it now. This wasn't just a long shift. Lena was drowning. By closing 7 p.m., Keanu offered to stay late. He wiped down booths while Lena counted cash. She slid a roll into her bag, catching his glance. "Didn't have time to shop," she muttered. "No judgment," he said softly. Her shoulders dropped. "Just slightly. Sorry I snapped earlier," she said. "It's been a lot." As they locked up, Keanu saw blankets in her back seat. "A duffel. You okay out there?" he asked. Her eyes hardened. "I manage." She drove off, tail lights disappearing into the night. Keanu stood in the lot, heart heavy. This wasn't just about a failing business. It was about her. By 8 o'clock, alone under flickering neon, Keanu made a silent vow. Lena was unraveling, thread by thread, and he was going to do something about it. She deserved better. Tomorrow, he'd start watching closer. The diner was falling apart, and she was slipping through the cracks. The next morning, Keanu was back by dawn. He snuck into the walk-in, nose wrinkling at the spoiled yogurt and slimy lettuce. This wasn't just laziness, it was dangerous. Javier wandered in, brows raised. "What are you doing?" "Inventory." Keanu bluffed. Javier chuckled darkly. "Lena's been yelling about this for weeks. Victor doesn't care." Keanu's jaw tightened. Neglect was one thing. But this, he needed proof, real evidence to hold Victor accountable. By 9 o'clock, the storm returned. Lena moved fast, but slower than yesterday. Her corrections sharper, more urgent. Keanu caught her rubbing her neck, wincing, during a breather. Sophia leaned in. "She's burning out." Keanu nodded, guilt gnawing. This place was supposed to uplift. Instead, it was chewing her up, and that was on him. By 7 a.m. the next day, he was already there, back in the walk-in. The milk caught his eye. 3 days expired. He cracked it open, then recoiled at the smell. "This place is a hazard," he muttered. She'd been right all along. But why was Victor ignoring it? By 8:15, breakfast rush surged. A kid at table 14 spat out his milk, gagging. "It's gross." Lena swooped in, calm on the surface. She handed him juice, then stormed into the kitchen. The milk carton hit the counter with a thud. "Check dates before serving," she barked to Javier. Keanu followed her, watching her scrub her hands, fury bubbling. "Victor's cutting corners," she mumbled. "Why not report him again?" Keanu asked. Her laugh was dry, hollow. "I have. Corporate doesn't care." Keanu's got twisted again. He was corporate, and he had failed her. By 9:30, the pace softened. Keanu saw her refill a regular's coffee. The man fumbled, short on cash. She smiled, gentle. "Don't worry about it." Then quietly slipped her own coins into the till. Keanu's throat tightened. Living in her car, barely eating and still giving. Sophia whispered beside him. "She does that a lot." Keanu nodded, watching Lena from across the diner. Her heart was huge, but it was breaking, and he couldn't let it keep breaking alone. "Senior, wait," Lena said, showing Nate how to hold the tray. Her grip was steady, her voice calm. "You'll get it." Nate's eyes lit up grateful. Keanu watched him across the diner, stunned. This wasn't the same Lena who told him to get lost on his first day. She was patient, teaching, giving what no one else would. Later, he pulled Sophia aside. "Lena trained you too." Sophia nodded. smiling. Yeah, Victor was always too busy. Lena stayed late, off the clock, to help. Keanu's view shifted. Lena wasn't bitter. She was buried. At noon, Victor schmoozed a regular, ignoring a server begging for change to the till. Lena stepped in without a word, pulling quarters from her own apron. Keanu noticed her rub her wrist fatigued. Pain. Then he saw it. Her eyes drifting toward the faded photo of her father tucked beside the register. Every move she made was for someone else. Staff, customers, family. But who was there for her? Keanu's chest ached. He built this diner to be a home, not a cage. He had to find the truth. By 1:30, his chance came. Victor was out, Lena busy with a large party. Keanu slipped into the office, heart racing. The books lay open, cash sales underreported, supply costs inflated. Embezzlement, he muttered, pulse pounding. Then footsteps. Victor appeared in the doorway, eyes sharp. Lost trainee? Keanu played dumb, needed a schedule. Victor stepped closer, voice low and venomous. Stop snooping. You won't like what you find. Keanu nodded and backed out, but his mind was already spinning. At 3 o'clock, Lena caught him eyeing Victor's notations. Drop it, she hissed. Victor is dangerous. Keanu's voice was soft but firm, even if he's stealing. Lena froze. Her voice cracked. You think I haven't tried? I got no one to lean on. Shame flickered across her face. But Keanu saw her clearly now. She wasn't complicit. She was trapped, choosing survival over justice because there was no choice. By 4:30, the kitchen buzzed with dinner prep. Keanu overheard Sophia telling Nate, Lena covered my shift last week when my kid was sick. He pictured Lena's car, her father's hospital bills, the endless shifts, and still, she carried others. He caught her fixing a jam printer, muttering about Victor's neglect. When she looked up, their eyes met. For a moment, her guard dropped. Raw exhaustion, vulnerability. Then she turned away. At 6 o'clock, Keanu stayed late wiping tables. Lena closed. She slipped an extra dinner roll into her bag, then caught his eye, defiant. I'm not judging, he said gently. She sighed. It's been a long month. Her voice carried years of weight. Keanu saw the blankets in her car, the duffel bag. She wasn't just tired. She was barely holding on. He wanted to say more, to offer help, but words felt too small. Instead, he locked the door behind her, resolve setting in. By 8 o'clock, he overheard Victor and Claire arguing in hushed voices by the office. Corporate's coming tomorrow, Claire whispered. We need to hide the shortages. Victor chuckled coldly. Easy. Blame Lena. She's desperate. Won't fight. Keanu's blood boiled. They were going to pin everything on her. Let her fall for their theft. No, not on his watch. At midnight, Keanu sat in his hotel room, pulling security footage from the diner's cameras. His legal team had sent over access codes. He saw Victor skimming cash, Claire fudging receipts. But it was Lena's footage that broke him. Staying late, unpaid, fixing stock, covering for staff, paying for a kid's meal with her own wallet. She's the real deal, he whispered, tears stinging his eyes. She was saving the diner, saving everyone at the cost of herself. By 4 a.m., Keanu had everything. An airtight case, Victor's theft, Claire's lies, Lena's sacrifices laid bare. He saw her now, not as a harsh waitress, but as a fighter carrying a weight no one should carry alone. And he felt it. Guilt. He'd let this happen. But he'd fix it. At 8:30 a.m., Keanu stood outside the diner, not in a polyester uniform, but in a sharp suit. Olivia, his head of security, stood beside him, folder thick with evidence. He was no longer a trainee. He was the owner of Harmony Diner Company. And today he was cleaning house. The bell jingled as he stepped inside. Staff rose mid-task. Victor appeared, confused. Can I help you? We're not open yet. Keanu stepped forward. Keanu Reeves, owner of Harmony Diner Company. Victor's face went pale. His eyes darted to the apron hanging in the back. Keanu turned to the staff. I've been your trainee, but now I'm here to make things right. Gasps echoed. Miguel clapped a hand over his mouth. Nate whispered, "No way." Keanu's voice rang out. "Victor Porter, Claire Mercer, you're fired. Effective immediately." Olivia handed them folders, security camera stills, altered ledgers, written proof. Victor sputtered, "This is a mistake." Keanu's voice turned to steel. "Every skim dollar, every lie, even your plan to frame Lena, it's all documented." Victor lunged, but security blocked him. Claire stayed silent, eyes on floor. As they were escorted out, the staff watched with quiet satisfaction. Sophia leaned toward Nate. They had it coming. At 8:45, Lena burst in, hair messy, uniform wrinkled. "Sorry, my dad." She stopped cold, noticed the suit, the security, the missing managers. "You're not a waiter," she said, guarded. "I'm the owner," Keanu said. "I went undercover to save his place." "So you spied on us?" "I needed the truth, and I found it." He met her eyes. "You're the heart of this diner." She crossed her arms, unsure, but he continued. "Victor and Claire were stealing. We're shutting down for 2 weeks. Paid leave for everyone, except them." Lena blinked, trying to process. Staff murmured around them, relief spreading. Keanu gestured to a chair. "Join us." She sat, still wary. "This diner's been falling apart because of greed," Keanu said. "Not because of you." He turned to Lena. His voice softened. "We're renovating. New equipment. Better pay. But we need the right leader." He slid a folder toward her. "This is an offer, general manager. Triple your current pay." Lena stared, stunned. "You're serious?" she whispered. Keanu nodded. "You've carried this place long enough. Let us carry you for once. Flexible hours for your dad's care." Lena opened the folder, hands trembling. Her eyes landed on the number and she gasped. This has to be a mistake," she whispered. Keanu leaned in, voice calm but firm. "The mistake was ignoring your work. You trained the team, solved crisis after crisis, kept this diner alive. Without credit, they follow you because they trust you." Sophia nodded silently. Javier gave her a big thumbs up. Lena shook her head, her voice barely audible. "Why me? I told you to leave me alone." Keanu smiled gently. "Because you never stopped fighting. I watched you pay for meals out of pocket. You mentored Nate, looked out for Emma. You're not just a waitress, Lena. You're the glue that's held this place together." Her eyes glistened, but she looked away, uncertainty still clinging to her. Sophia called out, "Say yes, Lena." Then Nate chimed in, "You earned this." The team's cheers grew louder, surrounding her with warmth and belief. Keanu saw the cracks in her walls forming. A single tear slipped free. She wiped it away quickly, her voice shaky. I don't know what to say." Keanu leaned closer, his voice raw. "Say you'll fight for this diner, like you always have. The system failed you. I failed you, but that ends today." Lena took a breath, her shoulders straightening. A small, brave smile appeared. "Okay, I'm in." The room erupted. Clapping, cheering, Javier whooping from the back. Keanu's heart swelled. She wasn't just accepting a job. She was stepping into her power. He turned to the staff, voice steady. "In 2 weeks, we reopen. New systems. Real support from corporate. This place is your home, and it's time we treat it that way." Heads nodded. Fear faded, replaced by hope. Keanu caught Lena's eye, her grip tight on the contract, as it was a lifeline she never expected to have. He thought of her car, her father, her struggle. This was her moment, and he'd made sure she had it. As the meeting broke, Keanu pulled Olivia aside. "Start the renovations today, and check in on Lena's dad. See what support we can offer." Olivia nodded, scribbling notes. Keanu stood in the quiet diner, alive with new energy. He'd arrived to fix a business, but found something more, a community on the brink of collapse, now beginning to heal. Lena was its heart. He just gave her the chance to shine. Still, as he stepped outside, guilt clung to him. He built the system that overlooked people like her. How many other Lenas had slipped through? 3 months later, Keanu pushed open the door to the Harmony Diner. The neon sign flickered no more. It glowed steady and strong. Outside, the North Chicago air was crisp. Inside, warmth radiated. The smell of fresh coffee, laughter, and the clink of silverware filled the space. The place was buzzing. Red boots gleamed. The checkered floor was spotless. The jukebox played soft jazz. It felt like a place reborn. A young hostess, Ellie, spotted him. "Mr. Reeves, Lena said you might stop by." Her grin was wide, easy, not the wary look you remember from his first visit. Keanu smiled. "Just here to look around. Got a spot at the bar." Ellie nodded, leading him past families chatting, kids coloring menus. The vibe wasn't just better, it was alive. He sat quietly, eyes scanning the floor, searching for her. From his seat, he watched the staff move with rhythm. One server nearly spilled a pot of coffee, but another swooped in with a laugh. No chaos, just a team in sync. Near a family booth, Lena appeared, kneeling to hand a cupcake to a little girl wearing a party hat. The child giggled and hugged her. Lena's face lit up. The bartender leaned over. "She does that for every kid birthday. Keeps them coming back." Keanu smiled. This was her world now. After 20 minutes, Lena came out from the kitchen, her manager's pin shining, gone with the dark circles and guarded shoulders. She carried herself with quiet confidence, checking on servers, greeting regulars. When she spotted him, her face broke into a war. "You didn't call ahead," she teased, walking over. "Want to see the real picture," Keanu replied. Standing, she glanced around. "This is it. Want the tour?" He nodded, curious to see what she'd built. The kitchen was pristine. Ovens hummed. Stations were spotless. Javier, now head chef, waved from the grill. "Lena's got us running tight," he said with pride. Lena pointed out updates. "We cut utilities by 25% using your energy tips." Keanu nodded, impressed. A digital dashboard near the office displayed live stats. Customer satisfaction at 90%. Staff retention near perfect. Profits rising steadily. "You surpassed my projections," he said. Lena shrugged modestly. "It's the team." But he knew better. She was the engine. In her office, once Victor's chaotic mess, there was now order. Photos of staff lined the wall. A framed certificate for best turnaround hung proudly. A picture of her dad sat on her desk. "He's in a better facility now," she said, touching the frame. "The health benefits you gave me, they changed everything. I visit him every day." Keanu swallowed, picturing her old life. "And you," he asked, "still sleeping in your car?" Lena laughed, a real laugh this time. "Got a small apartment nearby." "Mine." She leaned back, eyes bright. "I'm taking business classes online. Want to understand your world, growth, markets, all of it." Keanu's chest swelled. She wasn't just running a diner. She was building her future. He noticed a plaque near the door. Asterisk, lift others up. That's success. Asterisk, your motto, he asked. Lena shook her head. Ours. Keeps us grounded. He smiled, touched. Mind if I borrow it for the company? You're the boss. She smirked. He laughed. And you're the best leader I've got. As they returned to the dining room, the shift turned from lunch to dinner. Staff moved effortlessly. Lena gestured. Every new hire gets 2 weeks of mentorship. No shortcuts. Keanu recognized a nod to his own rocky start and grinned. Near the entrance, a customer waved Lena over by name. She stopped to chat, then helped a young server carry a heavy tray. Keanu watched, pride and austere within him. This wasn't just a restaurant. It was a family, rebuilt by her. He stepped outside, paused and glanced through the window. Lena laughed with Ellie, guided a new hire, nodded at customers who greeted her like an old friend. She was steady. Sure, the leader they needed. He thought her car, her father, the lonely years, and how she had turned pain into something beautiful. Keanu's eyes stung. He came to save a diner, but she saved its soul. This is Harmony's heart, and Lena is its beat. This story hits home because it's about recognizing the unsung heroes among us, those who fight silently, hold things together, and rarely get the credit. Maybe you've met Alina. Maybe you are Alina. Maybe you've been passed over or told you weren't enough. But leadership isn't about polish or titles. It's about heart, grit, and showing up when it's hard. What about you? Have you seen someone turn a broken system around? Share your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Thanks for joining me on this journey. If this story moved you, please subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's keep telling stories that spark hope and remind us we matter.